Hello, everyone. Let's talk XRP and what's going down at the Swift Sibos event happening right now. Because trust me, there's going to be some massive bombshell announcements coming out of that thing. But here's where it gets hilarious. Just because SWIFT isn't screaming Ripple XRP exclamation mark from the rooftops, everybody's losing their minds thinking XRP is dead. Like, what? I'm scratching my head over here. Look, Swift is basically just a fancy messaging app for banks, nothing more. Yeah, Chainlink's stepping up to handle all the data stuff, but hold on. They still need actual settlement and real liquidity to make any of this function. Now here's where things get spicy. Swift is literally adding blockchain-based ledger tech into their entire infrastructure. And my guy Zach Rector drops this gem. Please note how many Ripple partners are quoted in this press release and part of the working group. So peep this list I'm showing you right here. Ripple's got their fingerprints all over almost every single bank sitting on this thing. This is literally the process playing out in real time, people. And between you and me, I wouldn't bet a single dollar on Swift ever. Like seriously, what's even going on with Swift anymore? Okay, so here's where it gets wild. The US basically turned it into their personal weapon against countries like Russia and whoever else, right? And now those countries are like, yeah, we're done with this, and they're hunting for an alternative to Swift. Now guess what they're eyeing up? The absolute MVP of the game, RippleNet and XRP. I mean, come on, Ripple didn't just accidentally end up with rails running through every single BRICS country. So what's Swift's future looking like? Spoiler alert, they're going to keep doing the same old messaging thing. But listen to this. HNO just reshared something I dropped 5 years ago, and boom, it's hitting different now with all these crazy Swift community developments popping off. Here's the tea. We all know Swift is basically the puppet of those top banks. Yeah, I'm talking about the banking cartel. Meanwhile, Ripple paired with XRP, they literally already built the whole solution. There's no competition, period. Brad Garlinghouse himself roasted them years ago. He said Swift GPI is like sticking a Ferrari body kit on a Model T engine. Pure lipstick on ancient tech. The messaging's still not linked to settlement. It's totally one-way traffic, can't touch liquidity issues, and oh yeah, Swift's also gonna keep bleeding your wallet dry. Listen, everyone's fed up with these crazy fees, right? And here's the thing, even the banks themselves aren't thrilled with Swift anymore. Your everyday customers? They're definitely not happy with it either. Everyone's out there searching for something that actually works better. And guess what? Ripple's got exactly what we need, and they've literally got the patents locked down for it too. So here's how it works. Ripple's interledger protocol actually pushes XRP right through the Swift network. Pretty clever, right? The interledger protocol basically syncs up all these separate ledgers without having to build some whole new separate ledger from scratch. Think of it like Swift, where when a payment message goes through successfully, you get these contractual obligations to pay between all the nodes and intermediaries involved. Now, ILP, that's Ripple's main game plan, their primary pathway for getting the XRP ledger into the mainstream, into everyone's hands. By making ILP work seamlessly with Swift, Ripple ensures that XRP and all their tech can actually integrate with the world's biggest payment networks. And the significance here? It's documented. Ripple's literally cited as evolving into the interledger protocol itself. Ripple figured something out early on. The world's never going to agree on just one ledger. That's exactly why they created the interledger protocol in the first place, to make all these different systems actually work together. The interledger protocol is like this magical bridge that just appeared out of nowhere, right? And here's where things get absolutely insane. Hyperledger Foundation and QNT literally stood up and said, yeah, we're going to need Interledger to vibe with Ripple. Like, that's huge. Right now, everyone's eyes are locked on Interledger. This thing isn't picking favorites. It's open arms for literally everyone on the planet. When I say Interledger Protocol, what I'm really saying is, welcome to the Internet of Value, baby. Now buckle up, because this is where your mind's going to explode. You're about to witness Ripple and QNT shaking hands and dancing together. But hold on, that's not even the whole story. You'll also see Ripple and XRP getting cozy with XDC. They're all going to be vibing side by side like best friends. These cryptocurrencies aren't throwing punches at each other. Nope. The only drama? That's us, retail holders, getting into beef wars all across crypto Twitter. So check this out because this is absolutely mind-blowing. Money, it's all about who you're connected to, right? So Ripple's partner Thos just went ahead and straight up plugged their payment service directly into SWIFT. Now, pause for a second and let that sink in. Every drop of Ripple liquidity that flows through Thunes, it can now reach literally any bank that's hooked into Swift. And we're not talking about a handful of banks here. We're talking 11,000 banks across the globe. Ripple's out here building these bridges to SWIFT, whether they're going direct or linking up through their partners. And this, my friends, is exactly how XRP infiltrates the SWIFT network. This is why your XRP bags are going to explode past $100. And I'm talking about meteoric rise, probably in a time frame that'll make your head spin. But wait, here's where it gets really spicy. As countries keep jumping ship from SWIFT and banks start abandoning it left and right, that $1,000 XRP price tag, you'll see it way faster than your brain can process right now. It's always been about solving that last mile problem, hasn't it? Brad's been preaching this gospel forever, David Schwartz too. They keep saying, look, anyone can slap together the most jaw-dropping app humanity's ever seen. Shiny buttons, gorgeous interface, everything looks cutting edge. But then reality hits when you actually fire it up, and you're like, wait a minute, these same headaches are still here because usually these apps are basically playing telephone with Swift and other banking dinosaurs that are literally falling apart on the back end. You feel me? That's the whole last mile problem Ripple's tackling head on. And listen, this isn't some minor inconvenience. We're talking serious money bleeding out while transactions are either sitting there gathering dust or just straight up ghosting people entirely. Enter Ripple, stage left, ready to flip the script. Now buckle up because this gets wild. Chad Steingraber, who's both an XRP enthusiast and game developer, literally dropped a bomb on Twitter saying, we might only have 21 million XRP left for us regular folks to trade in the near future. Sure, that 21 million number's probably a little nod to Bitcoin's cap, but hear me out. I genuinely think this guy's seeing something we all need to pay attention to. Watch what's happening with the supply. It's vanishing like cookies at a family reunion. Why though? Because institutions are vacuum cleaning it up. Hodlers are gripping their stacks like their lives depend on it, and everybody's chillin' collecting that juicy passive income stream. Mark my words, XRP's about to pull a disappearing act that'll make Houdini jealous. Chad even crunched the numbers. Imagine if only 21 million XRP existed right now at this very moment. We'd be staring at an $88,190 price tag per coin. But real talk, the scarcity situation is going to hit way faster than anyone's expecting right now. So what's going on right now? Let's talk about Flare. They're looking to scoop up 5% of the supply, which is pretty significant. But here's where it gets really interesting. When you zoom out and look at the bigger picture with tokenized assets, things start to click. See, as tokenization explodes, you're going to see tons of companies scrambling to get their hands on XRP. Why? Because it's literally the perfect tool for moving those tokenized assets around. Fast, dirt cheap, super efficient. Think about it. XRP is becoming the world's bridge currency. That's the whole game right there. And here's my take. I genuinely believe XRP's price is about to skyrocket over the next 12 to 24 months. But I'm not just talking about your typical alt-season pump. I mean real, genuine adoption. People actually use this cryptocurrency every single day for real transactions. Oh, and get this. The SEC just shocked everyone by dropping all their delays on Solana, XRP, and Ethereum ETFs. Didn't I call this? Didn't I literally tell you guys this was coming faster than a pizza delivery on game night? Mark my words, we're gonna roll out of bed one random Tuesday morning, still half asleep, scroll through Twitter with one eye open, and wham, every single ETF just approved. Drop the mic moment right there. And I'm not the only one seeing this coming. Eleanor Tourette herself dropped the same bomb. She's out here confirming what we already knew was brewing behind closed doors. So check it. The SEC government just hit up all the big players, Litecoin, XRP, Solana, Cardano, even freaking Dogecoin ETF issuers, and basically said, hey, pull those 19B4 filings, thanks. Why? Because they sneakily approved these generic listing standards that basically turned those old filings into ancient history. Like, poof, irrelevant overnight. Now, here's where it gets juicy. My sources are telling me withdrawals could kick off as early as this week. This actual week. They yank the 19B4s and suddenly it's Greenlight City, full steam ahead, ETF express lane activated. Most folks, they're chilling, thinking, yeah, maybe mid-October, late October, probably November, no rush. Meanwhile, I'm over here like, nah fam, this train's arriving at the station way earlier than your calendar says. Because honestly, name one time crypto did something major when everyone was watching. Exactly. It's always when you're binge-watching Netflix or grabbing groceries that the market absolutely explodes. Oh, and real quick, can we talk about this gold thing? Former Ripple director Matt Hamilton just had to come out and say it. You literally can't back XRP with gold, people. This rumor keeps popping up like a bad penny, making the rounds again for the millionth time. Even GR had to step in and clarify. Nope, XRP and gold backing? Not happening in any traditional way, shape, or form. So here's the thing about XRP. It's a decentralized cryptocurrency running on the XRP ledger with a fixed supply of 100 billion tokens. Its value? That comes from market demand and actual utility in cross-border payments, not from being backed by physical assets like gold or anything like that. Now, if you tried backing it with gold, you'd need centralized control to tie its value to those physical reserves, right? And that completely goes against XRP's decentralized design. Basically, you'd be turning it into a stablecoin, which, let's be clear, it's not. Now, there's all this speculation floating around, and people talk about how XRP could actually move tokenized assets, including gold itself. Listen, XRP is going to be way more valuable than gold. Honestly, I don't understand why anyone would even want to see it pegged to gold's price. XRP is so much bigger than that. Just wait until we see trillions upon trillions of dollars in real-world assets sitting right there on the XRP ledger, with XRP moving them every single day. The Star Wars vibes just keep coming, and I am here for it. So Brad Garlinghouse rolls up to Davos 2024 wearing Skywalker boots on stage. Like actual Skywalker boots. At this point, reality is stranger than fiction, folks. Is this just a crazy coincidence? Or is there something much bigger happening behind the scenes here? Because honestly, who just casually picks out boots like that? They're not exactly your everyday footwear choice. They're incredibly specific and totally out of left field. I'm scratching my head over here. But you know what's interesting? Movies have this uncanny way of predicting the future, showing us what's about to unfold. And guess what else happened today that's got my attention? FTX just started distributing $5 billion in stablecoins back to users. Now here's where it gets juicy. I'm dying to see how this impacts the crypto market. Like, realistically, how much of that massive $5 billion is actually going to circle back into cryptocurrency? Because remember, we're living through serious inflation right now. People have bills stacking up that need attention. Some folks might be thinking, finally, I can take that vacation I've been dreaming about. Who can say for sure? These people haven't seen this money in years. And in that time, so look, the economy, still kind of trash, not gonna lie. But here's the thing that's got me thinking. I genuinely believe at least some of that cash is gonna find its way back into crypto. Now, how much? Dude, your guess is as good as mine. I keep seeing all these people in the comments like, bro, all 5 billion is coming back. Mega pump incoming, to the moon. And hey, I appreciate the hype, I really do, but let's pump the brakes for a second. None of us have a crystal ball here. We're literally all just throwing darts in the dark and hoping something sticks. And oh man, it's the same exact vibe whenever Swift makes some big announcement, right? If they don't literally say the words Ripple or XRP, people just spiral. Pack it up, boys. Sell everything. Game over. Like, what? Do you guys not get it? XRP is literally solving the on-demand liquidity problem. You still need proper settlement. You still need someone to slash those ridiculous Swift fees. Spoiler alert, those fees aren't budging anytime soon. Or here's another one. Someone's like, yo, we're teaming up with JP Morgan. Okay, cool story, but JP Morgan's entire game plan is making sure they're still collecting their cut at the end of the day. These banks, man, they want to keep calling the shots and keep stacking their money. And that's precisely why everyone's hunting for better options. Nobody wants Swift turned into a weapon against them down the road. Look, we've watched this play out with Russia over and over again, right? And here's what I really believe. I think the BRICS nations are completely done with Swift. Like, they're already locked and loaded with their alternative system. And honestly, everything I'm seeing points straight to XRP. But hey, until we actually see it happen, just keep that patience strong and stay positive, okay? All right, friends, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here. I seriously appreciate every single one of you for tuning in and watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Have an awesome night, everyone.